goodness, it is hot. It's like 90 degrees outside, which means it's like 95 degrees in my room, which means it's a perfect day to talk about summer makeup, which is what we're talking about today. I had requested some answers on my Instagram story. My Instagram is just the same as it is here, Hot Vegan Hannah. I post occasionally. I had asked what you associate summer makeup as. Vibes, products, colors, placements, anything. And I got a variety of responses. In spring, when I did this, it was like one groupthink answer. It was pastels. You guys made me wear pastels. I still managed to make a look that felt me and I liked, but in contrast, summer is a bit more all over the place. I would say overall though, if I had to find one common denominator, it's easy. I think that's the idea, that in summer, you're spending your time outside, you're not spending all morning putting on makeup beforehand, you're not fussing over your makeup when you're out, but you do want to look fun and glowy and effortless. So a bunch of people mentioned bronzer or bronzy. A lot of people mentioned bright colors, neons, euphoria vibes, fun color, and then some other people mentioned sparkle eyes, minimal eyeshadow, either the whole rainbow or just mascara, no makeup, but that's my friend Mavis and she never wears makeup and she looks fabulous. Comfy, sweat-proof complexion, skin tint, easy to smudge on with my paws. SPF, love that. Concealer, then for lips I'm seeing glossy lip, pop-in lip gloss, nude lips, minimal but long-wearing products. A couple people said warm blush. I also see blush that imitates sunburn or no blush at all. So I do think we have a lot to work with here, and I think I have the ability to take some creative liberties. I think I do want to veer towards a colorful look, because that's more fun. And as I said in the spring video, I do want to make this a look that feels me. I think this is easier than it was in the spring because the idea of spring makeup I just don't really resonate with, but summer makeup I can get behind. So yeah, I think we're gonna do color. Here's a thought that I've always thought. I feel like there are some things that people associate being easier, but are not much more effort than doing other things. Like, here's an example. I remember, like, back in the day, in, like, my teens, I was not a sneaker person. And sneakers, I think, were definitely less, like, trendy, popular than they are now. But I wore little boots every day, or if not, I'd wear, like, flats or whatever. And I remember, I think I tweeted this. Like, Twitter came out, and I was like, let me think of things to tweet. I tweeted that people will put on like sweatpants and sneakers because they want to be easy, but like putting on jeans and boots takes the same amount of effort. I guess it can be less comfortable, but I can kind of relate that to eyeshadow. Like the idea is that putting on any eyeshadow is fussy, it's time consuming, but it's really not. Like you can just swipe a light shimmer over your eyes and it looks like you put more effort in than you did. Like, my regular everyday makeup routine probably takes me about 6 minutes. And I feel like, you know, I've kind of gotten it down over time, but I think it's makeup that other people might look at and be like, oh, she must have woken up early to put all that makeup on. But it's just like, if I left off the sparkly eyeshadow, it would look like I spent no time. But because I put on the sparkly eyeshadow, that took me like, you know, 15 seconds to do, maybe a minute if I'm also doing a crease color, it looks like you spent way more time than you did. So I am going to steer clear of like an intricate eye look. Like I think if we're getting out the little brushes and we're trying to do this and that and whatever, it really multiplies the effort. But I think putting on like a couple bright colorful shades might be it. This is my Norvina Volume 3 palette that I think of so fondly, and I literally never use it, but it has really great bright colors, and I'm thinking about doing a couple bright mattes on my eye. I'm not going to work too hard to make sure it's perfect or anything. The vibe is like, my friend just called me and is like, hey, do you want to go to this show with me? And I'm like, yeah, let me throw on my fun makeup and be out the door. My life tends to be a lot less spontaneous than that nowadays, but we can still go for the vibe. So I'm gonna dip into B3, which is like this bright pinkish color. And let's see. I remember these being very easy to use, but it's been a while. But this is going on beautifully. Yeah, these shadows are so great. I just really respect a matte that's bright, it doesn't instantly blend away, and it doesn't leave a ton of hiccup on my face that then I have to figure out how to deal with. Sick. I'm going to next go into A2, and in the spirit of keeping this easy, as if I don't always do this anyway, I'm just using the same brush. Yeah, these blended into each other so nicely. I need to keep this palette like front and center. I feel like recently, I don't know, I've been getting a lot of shadows that I really like, but also I've been organizing my shadows worse and I've been making less curated palettes. So when I sit down to do my makeup, I'm like, what do I want to use and also where is it? But I might try to keep this palette front and center and then dip into this when I don't know what to do. I could go for this yellow that's kind of like a lime green. I could also go for this more basic yellow. Let's do the lime greeny one. Let's just see. And I could always kind of correct it with the more normal yellow if need be. Yeah, we have a little bit of orange going on here. But again, easy makeup. I didn't even have time to notice because I'm rushing out the door for my fun summer adventure. I really like this. I'm gonna have to look at the footage and see how long this actually took me to do. I'm sure there's going to be like speed adjustments in the edit, but like, you know, I have the raw footage and I'm going to put up on the screen how long I was actually like touching down my brush to my eye for, because I feel like this couldn't have been more than like a minute and a half, and such a fun, bright, colorful look. I love it. Okay, now that the top of the lid is on, I'm going to move on to my face, and I'm going to start with my Supergoop Glow Screen. This isn't my favorite. I definitely prefer the Unseen Sunscreen, but I'm like almost out of this one. Trying to use this up, and this fits into the glow idea of summer. I just feel like this doesn't last quite as long, like my makeup doesn't last quite as long if I have this underneath. But also, like, as I said, it's so late. I'm just going out for a wild night with my friends, and who cares if my makeup is smudgy? I mean, I guess maybe I do because some of the prompts were like long wearing makeup, but I need the glow. I need the glow and the SPF. And then for my base, you might know, I really just have two base products. I use my Tarte Shape Tape for concealer, and I use my CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. They are pretty light products, so I feel like they fit into that, but also they fit into long wearing enough for my standards. And although it would be slightly more long wearing if I used a different primer underneath, this is still a pretty solid combo that I would imagine would leave me with pretty good skin for an acceptable amount of time. There was quite an emphasis on bronzy, so I'm going to do something I don't normally do, which is use both a cream and a powder. I just want to like amp it up a little bit from my normal bronzer routine. And I do like this product, especially in the summer, because it's really easy to put on. This is like the Rare Beauty bronzer stick or contour stick. Bronzer stick. I don't think it looks always as neat as a powder can, but I also like that carefree look to it. And I really love that I could blend it with my hands, which, I mean, that's easy. That's easier than grabbing a brush. But as I said, we're doing both, so I'm gonna use my Glowish bronzer also, which I guess will be discontinued soon because Glowish is discontinuing that line. And that is sad, because I really like this bronzer. It's like not too glowy, but it's also not totally matte. which is perfect for what I want. And yeah, I feel I feel hella glowy. For blush, I'm gonna use this e.l.f. blush that I always forget about. I had this when it came out a couple years ago. I think it was like 2020 that these launched, maybe 2019. And I completely used up this one. This is Spiced Apple. And then I got a new one of it maybe like a year and a half ago, and I always forget to use it because I'm always just grabbing for a different blush. But I feel like this color, it's a little bit more intense than some other blushes I have. It kind of ties in with the bronziness, and I think it also has a warmth to it that can emulate a sunburn. And that is what we want. I was just out all day in the sun, and it's got a cute little sunburn on my nose. I was wearing SPF, hee hee. You know what I didn't do? I didn't powder my under eyes, which I always do, and I'm just going to add a little bit of that just to set my concealer. And then I'm also going to blend my forehead a little bit because I feel like it got a little intense a little quickly. And I don't want distracting face makeup. I just want to look effortlessly bronzy. I did see some mentions of highlight, and there wasn't. I feel like the difference between this makeup and the spring makeup is the spring makeup really had an emphasis on dewy and glowy, and for that I focused more on cream products on my face. And although there was a little bit of mention of glowy in this, it wasn't as much. So I'm gonna use a powder highlight. I feel like I could use the cream and it would look pretty, but I also feel like powder lasts longer on my face, and if I'm going out and it's like a hot, humid summer night, I feel like the powder will kind of end up looking glowy anyway. So I'm going to be quite liberal with my application. That is a glowy nose. Okay, now that the base is on and summery and fabulous, let's resume the eyes. I'm just gonna do, I think, the same thing on the lower lash line. I'm just gonna pick up the same colors, the same order on a little pencil brush and just mimic what's on the top of the eye. Fabulous. This is the worst time to have fallout. So often, you know, I do my lower lash line after putting on my base, and then it's a bitch to fix my base that has, like, you know, little crumbs of bright color all over it. But I'm really gonna have to keep this palette in mind because it's not giving me any problems. Super. All right, what are we gonna do about an inner corner highlight? I kind of don't want to do anything too intense because I don't want to take the emphasis off of the colors and put it onto the sparkles, but I also know me, and I know if I don't have an inner corner shade, I'm just going to feel like I'm not complete. Okay, I have decided. I have made the shocking decision to use the same inner corner shade that I've been using 90% of the time recently, which is Moonlit Tryst from Chambé SD in collaboration with Glam Smitty from the Garden of Love palette. I feel like this, I can just pick up the smallest amount to add a little something. I know it doesn't have like a base to it that will alter the color of this yellow. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Just a little something being there, but not taking up a lot of attention. Hell yeah. I'm gonna try using two different eyeliners in my waterline because I do want the colors to correlate with the shades on the lid, and the shades on the lid change from the outer to the inner. So I have this ColourPop Hot Pink that has completely rubbed off, so I can't tell you what it's called, but I can tell you that I purchased it several years ago and it's not on their website anymore. I find their liners to be a little bit hit or miss. Some I've tried and they are fabulous, like this one, and others are like dry from the start, so I don't know what to tell you there, but I like this one. And then I have this Danessa Myricks liner. This is the Lemonade, I think, one. This one's also partially rubbed off. I love these liners. I've recently learned they don't last that long, but I think I love them enough that I will keep repurchasing them because I just really like a shimmery waterline, and that's surprisingly hard to find, especially in a good formula. A little black on the tight line, I'm going to spray my whole face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This supposedly makes your makeup last longer, which is important for this prompt. And also I feel like when I have a lot of powder products, it just kind of makes them all meld together a little bit more and give me a more natural finish. I need to do like a deep search of my purses because I can't find any of my regular lip liners. I have a couple back here that are a little bit more statement-y, but I want something very natural for this look because nude glossy lips seem to be the consensus. So what I did find from my brief search was this Urban Decay lip liner. This is the shade Peyote, and it's like a bit of a shimmery finish lip liner. I think it does look a little bit odd on its own, so I normally wouldn't wear it unless I'm wearing a balm, like something with more coverage over it, but I wonder... I like how I'm in the middle of a sentence and like I start doing that as if I can keep talking. I wonder if it will kind of increase the look of glossiness because it has light reflecting properties underneath the gloss. This pencil needs a good sharpen. I'm stabbing myself. Okay, and for the gloss, I have a couple options, but I figured I'd use this new one that I'm very excited about, which is the Too Faced Kissing Jelly Gloss. I have it in Sweet Cotton Candy, and it smells so good. It makes me happy. It has like a big doe foot, but when I'm wearing it over a lip liner, which I kind of always am, I just put it on my finger because I just don't want to mess up the doe foot. It does change the color a little bit because it gives it this like cool tint to it. So maybe this wouldn't be the color I would choose, but I really like the finish, and I know you guys can't smell it, but it smells like cotton candy, and I really like it, and that feels really summery to me. And this is a summer makeup look. We'll see how it looks when I have the makeup totally finished, and if I think it looks a little out of place, I could change it then. The only other thing that I have to do is my mascara, and I have two mascaras I've currently been using. I have this Tarte Lip Mascara. I did their promotion recently, which was like you pick the 7 products for like $60. I always will make a cart when they do that just to like, you know, just to play around, just to see what I would buy. This is the first time I actually bought it because there was enough products that I wanted. I don't know, I'll probably talk about that more some other time, but I tried this mascara because it was one of the options and I had heard good things about it, and I really like it. However, it is very intense, and I've noticed sometimes using it, it almost like commands too much attention, and because this is like an easy summer look, I feel like that will make it look less easy. So I think I'm going to use the other mascara that I've recently acquired, which is the Tower 28 Make Waves Mascara in Drift, which is the brown. If you watched my video about the Westman Atelier mascara where I bought the brown one there and I was like, I don't think brown is for me, guys, but if I do decide to get a brown mascara in the future, it will be the Make Waves. I bought this to be part of my work makeup bag, and I really like it. I haven't worn it yet with a more intense look. I've only worn it with lighter shimmers that I wear to work, but I feel like it would be a good pick to go with this because I think it's just going to look less intense than that black one. So let's try it out and see. Oh, also I bought the Tower 28 eyelash curler. It's not this one, this is the Thrive one, but I kind of hate the Tower 28 one. Look how large this apparatus is. I don't know. I thought it looked cute on the website, but it's just so bulky. I also feel like lash curlers are hard. I mean, did either of them do anything? But this felt like it did less. I feel like lash curlers are hard because we ignore the fact that we all have different shaped eyes, and some just aren't going to work for some people, but you kind of have no way of knowing that until you put it on your eyes. I don't know. So I don't think either of those are perfect for me, but I think I dislike the Tower 28 lash curler more. Isn't that so nice? I had remarked in the Westman Atelier mascara video that I felt like other brown mascaras on the market weren't as like pretty chestnut brown as that one, so they would read more as a soft black. And I think this one does read as a soft black, and I like that about it. It just looks like a less harsh but still nice mascara, and I think it's exactly what I needed for this look. And here is the finished makeup look. I think I am satisfied with how the lip looks with this because it kind of reminds me of the Fenty Gloss Bomb, like the original one, Fenty Glow, which to me was like the official lip of summer, the official like super glossy, sexy lip. And I decluttered that I think sometime last year because it was quite old. I bought it in like 2017. And the only reason I haven't repurchased it is because it doesn't fit into my little lipstick holder, and that irritates me. If it did fit, I would 100% have it in my collection. But yeah, this kind of reminds me of that like almost mauvey, glossy look to it. And I like that about it. Let me know if you think I nailed the brief for summer makeup, if there's things that you would do differently. I know there's a lot of different routes I could have gone with this. As I said, I think a nice, subtle, sparkly eye look would have worked too, or even like no eye makeup, running out the door, minimal products. But I love this for like a fun summer night out that didn't take that much time, doesn't look super intricate, but it's also like, I don't know, fun and energetic. If you enjoyed this, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Really means a lot to me. I also have a Patreon I'll have linked down below, and a fashion channel I'll have linked down below. Either way, thank you so much for being here. Bye!